Okay, good morning. You've probably heard of epilepsy, but what is it and why does it look so scary? Well, in order for me to do that with my hand, the brain sends a signal down my spine, through my nerves, into my muscles of my fingers, and I can do that. And I can do that pretty subconsciously. I don't really need to think too hard in order to do that. In epilepsy, that signal, along with millions of other signals, start randomly firing off all over the shop and really quickly as well. And now there are lots of different types of seizures, but I'm going to focus on what we call kind of like a tonic-clonic seizure. And that's this rapid movement of the whole body, the shaking and jerking of the whole body. And that's those signals going absolutely mad. And it can look really scary. Some people with epilepsy may have defined triggers. The most common one people probably know about is flashing lights, but things like infections as well can trigger epilepsy. And what should you do if you come across someone who is having an epileptic seizure? Well, first and foremost, if you don't know the person, you should call 999. Whilst many people have patterns in their seizures that last a certain amount of time, if you're not aware of that pattern, then you should summon help straight away. If you do know the person, however, and you know that they have a defined plan of their seizures, it may not be that you need to call 999 straight away. They might have a care plan or understand their seizures to the point where you don't need to call 999 until that seizure starts reaching 5 minutes or so. So you can wait. You should protect their head, put a pillow underneath it, but you should never restrain them. Let them have a seizure. That's the most important thing. Restraining them is no good. When some people have a seizure, because of all these misfiring of signals, they also don't breathe throughout the seizure, which means that when they stop and they start coming around, they can be quite agitated and sometimes aggressive. And I want you to know that they don't mean to be like this. This is just through a lack of oxygen to the brain, and that lack of oxygen is causing that confusion. It can be really scary, but you can summon help and do help these individuals, especially if it happens during the public. But that's just a brief insight into epilepsy, though it's a really complex condition with lots of different presentations.